Alright, good on that end. Looks like we're good on Twitch's side of things. Size-wise, just a little bit of adjustment. And we should be good. Do we have audio? We do indeed. So, hello people of the internet. It has been almost a week since the last visit, but it is once again me, Solar Dragon, back with more Fate Grand Order, where we're going to be doing some more rank up quests today. So, I haven't been streaming most of the week. Life's been a little bit different this week. Different's not the best word, but I'm really talking about this kind of topic with this. But over this past weekend, one of my high school classmates had passed. Wasn't particularly close with him, but just it sort of reminded me of my own mortality in a way, and I've been having some trouble sleeping the past few days, operating on only a couple of hours of sleep, and finally got a good night's rest last night. So hopefully that means I'm on the mend, but yeah, I didn't feel like I was in a good headspace really to stream, and I was drop dead tired the last 2 days, so that's another reason I didn't really stream. Because I know that I'm not the most well put together person when I'm sleepy streaming, you know, so I figured it was probably best to just take those 2 days, take a break, and, you know, recover a little bit. Still got a little bit of a headache, but it is what it is at this point. Can't really do anything about it. Just finishing up a quest that I started when I got to work, because I try to get as much of this done as I can. I'm almost done with the event shop. If nothing else, I am on the 3-star or the 5-star currency. I'm not sure if I'm going to go through the monuments as well. There's not many of them, so I could see myself doing it. And the point ladder, I'm halfway through it, you know, so we're making progress, and I feel relatively confident that I'll be able to finish the whole thing off by the time the event is done. Thursday, I think. I want to say it's on Thursday. Yeah, because 1 day left, and then tonight it'll hit the 24-hour mark, so yeah, I should definitely get the event done by then. So before we go into the rank up stuff, let's cover the news in FGO terms. Nothing much, really. The October event exchange is Ice, Magatamas, and Dragon Fangs. I know what I'm going to be going for. There's a summoning campaign for the stage website release part 2 pickup, which is Enkidu and Casskill. Both Babylonia servants, both pretty solid. And last but not least, the website commemorative campaign part 2 has been released, which is a limited time craft essence, Enuma Dingir. Quarter AP main quest through part 1 through the 7th singularity for a limited time. I'm pretty sure that quarter AP requirement becomes... It's either half or quarter AP becomes permanent later on. I don't remember what. Have AP cost for 7th singularity free quests until first clear. That's pretty decent. I'm wondering if there's a good... So this would probably be a good time to farm a lot of materials, actually. I'd have to look, see what exactly is best farmed there. Not that I really need much outside of fangs and such, but it's something to keep in mind. Double chance of super and great suck for the FGO stage servants, which is Ishtar, Enkidu, Uresh, Medusa, Quetz, Da Vinci, Merlin, Gil, Gorgon, and Mash. Because who doesn't have Mash leveled up at this point? People that don't respect her, that too. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad set. Doubled the friend points for those same servants. I was about to say this text looked larger than this text, but I think I'm just hallucinating a little bit. But yeah, that's the news. Not really much on that respect. Really quickly here, just claim some fragments. And the last one is Rider, Caster, Assassin. I'm pretty sure we'll get that done with time. And then this... Still have some of the September exchange tickets. Good gracious. Oh, one September exchange ticket. Why was that at the top? That's weird. Yes. Fangs. Yes. 6 more. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Login, login, login. We've got all the cast shoot-ins we need. We will put her into our second archive. And then 5 more rare prisms for the cast shoot-ins. Login, quartz, as well as the shop CEs, which I already have max limit broken, so I'm not terribly concerned about them. Yes, I already know all about the limited time craft essences. And I think I've filtered off the foes at the moment. I definitely need to go through these CEs down here as well eventually, but that's for later. Except for maybe that one at the very bottom. I need to see if I've got that in my second archive. And lastly, the Animu Dingier CE. Anuma Dingier. Mystico experience by 50, not the worst, but not the best. Details. A 7th singularity was discovered in the year 2655 BC, an age where Gilgamesh resigned as a wise king after the conclusion of his quest for the Herb of Immortality. However, Mesopotamia is now on the verge of ruin at the hands of the 3 Goddess Alliance and their hordes of demonic beasts. When Fujimaru and company find themselves in dire straits against an overwhelming enemy force, they are saved by a servant calling themselves Enkidu. So it is Gil and Kingu on the CE, perhaps, technically? Technically, yes, because Enkidu never actually had a part to play. I mean, his body had a part to play in Babylonia, but Enkidu was never really present in Babylonia. Which is kind of sad, when you think about it. Just a little bit sad. But yeah, so that is that. I want to check. What is in the rare prism shop? I have 36 rare prisms. I could, of course, get more Lanterns of Chaldea or Lures, but I'm not going to. I do know eventually I'm going to want to unlock Personal Training, Melty Sweetheart, and the Mona Lisa CEs, but for now, I mean, I've already acquired or cleared most of this. In fact, let me do some quick calculations. So 5, 30, 55, 56. I don't need Joint Recital. Although it's gonna always be there. So let's just say I get that. So that puts me at, what, 81? And then 106, 107, 108, 133, 34, 137, 138, 139, 164 rare prisms are needed to clear the shop out of everything that does not restock itself. Why you would exchange rare prisms for 20,000 friend points, I, honest to goodness, have no idea. But yeah, okay. I'm sure more stuff will get added there eventually as well, so... And as for normal mana prisms, I finally have enough that when Chaldea Dinner Time comes out, I'll be able to get it. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. I didn't claim these just yet, though I should probably do so. Yeah, I definitely need to, because I am short on foes still. So I no longer have enough for Chaldea Dinner Time when it comes out. It'll work out, I'm sure. More experience cards as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm only about 400 mana prisms off. I'll make it. I'll make the cut somehow. Do I have any golden foes? I have a couple, but there's still more to be had from the Lotto. I will check to see if any servants need foed up here. Kind of stalling for time, but also not really. I don't know. Let's see. So, Lambda. I was working on Jolter for the golden foes. Can I filter out those that are not level max? Okay. Nope. That's the wrong way. These are the ones I think I want to filter out. Nope, other way around. There we go. Alright, just because I was not sure if anybody was leveled up yet had not been foed. It does not look like that is the case. I really don't have a lot of people that haven't been foed now that I'm looking at this. That's somewhat surprising. Okay, reset everything to defaults here, except for remove the maxed outs, I suppose. Yeah. And put the extra shoot-ins away. Keep forgetting terminal is an option there now. Second archive, and shoot-in doji. Caster, there should be. And 5 more shoot-ins put away. Right, Jiang Yu is the one. I was questioning myself, who did I use that special ascension on again? I completely forgot that I'd use it on Jiang Yu. Completely and totally forgot about that. My bad, Jiang Yu. My bad. But yeah, that's pretty much all the quote-unquote stalling I can do. These are the various interludes that take place in singularities, if memory serves. Which it should. Why is it taking so long to load this? That's weird. Yeah, it is, so I'm not going to worry about the interludes. I'm going to worry, and we'll do those at a later point in time. I'm just not really... I don't really feel like trying to change my voice. We've got 3 rank up quests. We'll be able to get 2 of them done over the course of today's stream. So, Sanson, Ushi, and Cascu. Who to pick, who to pick, who to pick. I'm also seeing who is all available. I should probably get up my rank up order thing so I have an idea of who to be planning for. I'm almost out of interludes to use as well, so soon enough it will be, or I'm almost out of rank up, so it will be interludes before too long. Which one? I can't remember. Ugh. What is the name of the document? Order. Yes, there it is. Level up order. My memory is not poor at all. Also, do I have enough to boost Parvati up? I probably do, especially with the addition of the foes. I could probably get Parvati out of the way. She doesn't have a rank up quest, it looks like, so it wouldn't hurt to do so. But I should probably save the foes for Spishtar. Probably should save those foes for Spishtar. If I don't have multiples. Show me everything except for the foes. So 20s. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to save these foes for Spishtar for now, then. So, no leveling up just yet. Spishtar is coming soon, and she's gonna need the foes if I manage to get her. Anyways, rank up quest time. So, I think we'll probably do Ku and Ushi's. Nothing against Sanson here, just, you know, I think those two probably are the ones, you know, for now. So, off the Sunday and points ladder and to the primary one, where you get replaced with Cascu. Oh, Castercu, oh, Castercu, wherefore art thou, Castercu? Also, I'm honestly surprised at how many caster servants I have that aren't leveled up. In fact, I need to see this. Yeah, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. We only have 10 not leveled up caster classes. That's pretty good if I do say so myself. Granted, they're not going to be getting all the way leveled up here anytime soon, but, I mean, the fact that only 2 of them are 4 stars sort of is a good thing. Anyways, back to bond level sorting. And there's Cascu. Alright. Melt needs that push to bond 12 because she's going to take the most work out of pretty much everybody outside of Angry Mango. Yeah. This is pretty much all set, although I can give Melt the Chaldean tea time for even more bonding. There we go. This'll work. Let's go. See what this rank up quest entails. So I need to plan. So I need to be more strategic with my planning of leveling up, because now that I'm dependent on foes to do it, it's gonna. Oh wow, this is gonna be a tough rank up quest. I can already tell. But now that I'm dependent on foes, since I've exhausted my stock, the level up becomes a little bit trickier to come down to. So as far as events go, for the remainder of the year, we know we have Saber Wars Part 2, Christmas Rerun, and the new Christmas event. That's 3 more events for foes. So it's at least 3 more servants. Combine November and December shops is 5 more servant foes. 5 more servants that will be able to foe, in addition to the one we've got. So we can theoretically only level up 6 more servants over the course of the year. Unless I'm not dependent on them being fully foed to do it. It'll annoy me from an OCD standpoint, even though I'm not OCD. It'll annoy me from a completionist standpoint. That's probably a bit better way to put it. But it might come down to that. Especially with the current next 5 on the list being 1 4-star and then 1, 2, 3, 4 3-star servants. And it's a while before the next 5-star, honestly. So it might be a while. Yeah, so I'll have to figure it out. Definitely gonna have to figure it out. There's gotta be more sources of golden or silver foes coming, though. I'm gonna look into it here in just a moment. Also, I think I know why Cascu's interlude or rank up here has such weak enemies, because it's a 5 tier 1. Debuff removal, evasion, crit strength. You don't really need any of that, Ku. Just, are you okay, you are AoE. I was about to say there. Wait, is Cascu? I forgot if Cascu was AoE or not. He is thankfully AoE. Alright, so give me the Fate Grand Order fandom here. Oh, this is my first time using this thing. Timber Giant, eat away, Wicker Man. First time using Cascu's NP. That's kind of sad. Just a little sad. But hey, it's not the most visually impressive NP, so it's not like I'm really missing much. Oh boy, a bunch of low-tier embers. I guess a little bit more QP. You know, never really hurts. Casters in this grouping, so not going to be pure 100% mop up here. Wondering if we're going to be facing off against the OG Ku. It would make sense to go up against him sometime during Ku's rank up. It would make sense. Focus down on the caster, I guess. Sounded like he said answers there, but I'm pretty sure he said answers, as in the rune. And I only know it's a rune because of Binding of Isaac. Thank you, Binding of Isaac. You are a educational tool of the generations. Alright. Let's see. here. So we're currently in Halloween Rerun. The pre-release campaign should be getting started here for Saber Wars Part 2. Dude, oh wait. Go pure chain here. So what does the pre-release campaign entail? A login bonus with a very laggy laptop right now. It's not showing me what I want to see. So golden apples, quartz, and 3 basic embers, it looks like, will be what comprises that. Doot. Do it like this. So double super and great. Success. Other bonus is half AP strengthening or heirloom quest for the involved. And X has a summoning campaign with some craft essences, it looks like. Nothing I'm going to really be going for, though. It looks... Merlin get the focus. Saber Wars 2 will then follow with the expected shop setup. Has Spishtar and... Alright, I forgot. Calamity Jane is also coming with this, isn't it? She. Somewhat forgot about her. Event mechanics. Event bonus, no. Updates. Just UI updates, but it looks like that's all stuff we have already gotten. Yep, so that's stuff we've already gotten. Summoning campaign for Jane, and then an X has one. And there's the crawl. The event shop does indeed have what I expected to have. I know I pressed 3 buttons there, game. Thank you. Lots of QP rewards. Lots and lots of QP rewards for Artorium. And the Bronze Saber badge does indeed include the Silver Foes, so that's to be expected. Although there is a mission list, I should check to see if that's going to have any silver apples. Silver foes. I don't think it will, but it doesn't hurt to check, you know? No. Lots of mats at the very least, as expected with the mission quest. Lots and lots and lots of mats. He's definitely saying Ansos there. And mana prisms. Can't forget those mana prisms, but yeah, so that's to be expected. Alright, honestly surprised that third thing survived all of that, but it is what it is. So then there is the Babylonia campaign release part 2, which I feel like we already got because it was just a non-limited SR servant and 30 quartz. I feel like we've already gotten that. If we haven't, then another 4-star servant will be able to be added to everybody's Chaldeas here. Not sure who I'll pick, honestly. Honest to goodness, not sure who to... Actually, no. I know who I'm going to go for. I promised I would reunite them, so I will reunite them. But then the 18 million downloads campaign, or whatever the equivalent will be for us. And that usually has some silver foes. So that will be another instance, since I know I've got 10 of each of the basic silver foes already stored. So that puts me at 7 servants over the course of the year, if we include Spishtar. Lancers! I bet I was right about Ku being a part of this. As well as Riders, that's going to be a tough one. So yes, so that's 7. And then, what else is there? That's when Chaldea Dinner Time's coming out as well. So that will be a good time for me. And then Start Dash update and a comeback update, so nothing major there. System updates are all going to be a thing we already have, and Scotty will be on rate up, so nothing super fantastical as far as updates. They'll probably change them for us. So 7 so far. Keep going through everything, see if we can't find any more things. Then there'll be hunting quests, which I might partake in. Ooh, Shadow Servant. Rider class. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. Barely any damage there. But we need to keep them alive so that or we need to keep the assassin alive so that the rider doesn't get multiple attacks, you know. But the Fate prototype just has Ozzy and Proto on a rotating rank rate up, it looks to be. Christmas 2019 should have what is expected of it. Gotta go for the Brave Chains for the most damage. So, Summoning Campaign has Saber Astolfo. Game updates won't be a thing. There is the free quests and the lotto and other such things. So, yep. So Christmas is to be what is expected of it. Proc that Tactician's advice. I don't think the Shadow Servant will use the NP, but better safe than sorry. Interlude Campaign 11 will follow with just a Summoning Campaign and nothing else much. Oh, so close, Merlin. Atlantis' pre-release campaign has a bunch of apples, and that's kind of it. Okay. Doot. 1600 day anniversary, meanwhile, we'll just have some St. Quartz. Not gonna look at the Lost Belt release itself. But then there is Anniversary for 15 years of Fate Stay Night, and Winterfest, a follower commemoration, and a New Year's Eve broadcast. So far it's looking like we'll only be able to get 7 more servants ranked up over the course of the year if I count ranked up fully as being fully silver foed. In fact, I kind of doubt we're going to get this 15-year Fate Stay Night anniversary thing either. Now that I say it aloud. Wonder how they're gonna give us this stuff. Anyways. Buff Q up. Buff him up, buff him up, buff him up. And, you know, let's give him some crit buff as well this time. Rune Spell and Discerning Eye. Any of these gonna help? No. And no. I guess he's evading it anyways, though. Because I know how to press my buttons. Alright, Q. Show him what you're made of. Actually, show us what they're made of, but, you know. Anniversary info... Nothing. Okay. It's a good CE we should be getting, though. Wow, that was a crit. Good crit there, Q. Very good job. Also, that's not Q that we're facing off against. That's been K. I totally paid attention to who I'm fighting, by the way. 100% totally paid attention. Winterfest will just have a CE. And that's kind of it. Welcome the Mastamon. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying my ramblings of what's to come for the year of FGO. Just, A little bit tired still. I got a good night's rest last night, but I already did the event, the Halloween event last year on stream, so I'm not really that concerned with doing it again on stream. I might do the challenge quest on stream because, you know, I have unlocked it, but I have not yet decided upon that just yet. Mainly because I don't remember how I did it last year, and I don't really want to do the same exact setup that I did last year for it. FGO is gacha, so you know, gacha is luck, and gacha is hell as well. Gacha is a never-ending pit of despair that will swallow you whole. I know. It's done it to me in some cases. Thankfully, I've not spent a fortune on anything in particular with FGO, but, you know, you got most of the Vegas units. I only really went on the second banner, but I did get all of them. Hey, you know, Lambda is probably the best 4-star Lancer in the game. And that's not just me saying it because she's waifu category for me. She is legitimately probably one of the best looping Lancers in the game. You know? So I'm proud of Lambda, and congrats on getting them. The Bunny King is also pretty good. From what I understand, Okita is sadly not too good, and, gosh, who was on the first banner? I didn't roll the first banner, so I didn't get anybody. It was Osakabe Hime, Musashi. Musashi's a pretty good one from what I've seen. Who was the other one? Gosh, I've got memory problems, clearly. Osakabe Hime, Okita, Melt. Who was the other 4-star? God, I'm feeling embarrassed now. I cannot remember who the other 4-star unit released was. Carmilla! That's who it was, Carmilla. Thank you. I had the realization just as you typed it in as well. Yeah, I don't really know how Carmilla goes, to be honest. Really not sure how Carmilla plays, so I can't really comment on her, you know? But yeah. Just a little bit low Jack and Chris Stars if you get a good CE. Okay, I mean, I just heard that a lot of people were disappointed with Okita because of her demerits on her skills, but, I mean, if she's just below Jack, that's pretty good, all the same. Jack is a very, very solid unit. Granted, anytime I'm up against a rider, I tend to bring Melt in, but, you know, again, that's biased, and the fact that she's kind of NP2 compared to Jack's NP1. I really should probably use those lower rarity servants in more, practical situations. But that is what the, Amazonas event will be. You know? True. Skill order is important. Skill order can be very, very important. Ooh, Fang. I definitely need more Fangs. Most definitely need some more Fangs. But yeah, I'm honestly not sure how, Okita, or how, Osakabe Hime and Carmilla play. I have some experience with Zerker Sashi, just because she was a legit beast during some farming for event currency during the Vegas event, but beyond that, don't really think I've used her, although she was fairly useful in the, one of the Gilfest exhibition quests, supposedly. I didn't get that one done because I want to try and get them all legitly done, but, you know, stupid Umu with her things and frozen. Hey, Destructive! Welcome to the stream, Happy Things. Coup Caster, like, wait. So, are you pretty much saying that, they don't get their retroactive servant coins. So, in order... That's kind of screwy. So you don't get the excess summoning servant coins until after, so you have to re-summon them. That will suck for any story servants. But that does mean that there's perhaps a chance for them to have another raid up, you know. Maybe they'll do another class-based... There's probably going to be another class-based summoning campaign coming around soon then, with all of these story limiteds on there. I can definitely see that happening. Now, I was about to use Who's NP. Actually, I could probably get away with it. Yeah, I think I can probably get away with doing Who's NP here. He should have enough recharge ability to get back up. You're going for a Saba? Yeah, I'm... Oh, good lord. Cascu, what was that damage? Holy crud. I thought he was doing decent damage with his NP, but I guess all those buffs really do make him more strong than I thought he was. That was kind of, honestly, sad damage there. Really, really sad damage. But, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be going for when the next GSSR comes around. It's going to be the New Year's GSSR, but I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head. I know I've gone over it before. I'm pretty sure I said what I planned on doing before, but my memory, it's like a, what's the thing that's very it's like a... Not a sync. My memory can be very bad sometimes. Let's just go with that. That's the simplest way of putting things. Good lord. Bah. But NP10 and Bond 9 to unlock Cast Q-Caster's App End, or NP11 Bond 6, or if you have less than Bond than that, NP12. That just seems like a little bit too much gatekeeping, you know? Yeah, that feels like a little bit too much gatekeeping for me, personally. All that really... I mean, to be fair, outside of people that, like, have special places for some of the low-rarity servants, I feel like most of those app-end skill unlocks are going to be going to the higher rarity servants, you know? Just because it would be... The little boosts that they get might be more worth it for them, I guess would be the best way to put it. Let's see. So, New Year Campaign 2020. What is the lucky bag? No, Cascu! Why? Castarku, Karlan, why? I should have healed him up. That's my own fault. Okay, so it is a class-based GSSR for this coming new year. I guess, let's see. So, Saber Alter is the boss here. Well, I'm gonna have a fun time with this, I can already tell. I guess let's start working on getting Melt's NP ready here. So I've got Proto, I've got Okita, I've got Sigurd, and the rest of the Sabers... I mean, Saber Astolfo... I'm not a huge Astolfo maniac. I mean, I can see where he could be possibly good, but again, I'm not a terribly big Astolfo maniac. Bride Umu, I am a little bit frustrated at her still for kicking my butt many times in Guildfest. Benny Enma. I mean, she seems like a good servant, but I'm not probably gonna go. Musashi, same thing, and Shigi. Oh right, I forgot that Casku is capable of a 3-turn Koyan loop. That's why you mentioned him. I completely forgot that Casku became a very good servant with the 6 lost belt skill rank up thing or whatever. I completely and utterly forgot about that. Again, I have the memory of a very leaky faucet. Rider Alter. So Malter came from a Carnival Phantasm episode. I feel like I remember hearing about that. Is that the one where Gil obsesses over her or something like that? Like, he's putty in the hands of Salter for the most part? Yeah. But back to the GSSR. For Archer class servants, I've got Squirtoria, I've got Gil. I plan on rolling for the Chad Orion. And I wouldn't mind Moriarty. So... Oh, wait, now I think I recall that I was gonna be going for the Lancers. I think I was gonna go for the Lancers for the GSSR because it's like a 50-50 shot of getting a servant that I don't already have. And it's a 50-50 shot of going NP2 on one of the servants that I already have. So, yeah, now I remember. I remember now. I was going to roll on the... I'm rolling on the Lancer GSSR for the New Year's. Because NP2 Aresh or Tammo Lancer would be pretty good. But Bryn or Skaha would also be good. So, yeah. Right. Gil goes to the maid restaurant because when Saber's involved, I kind of question what Gil would not do. You know? It really is a question of what would Gil not do to try to get closer to Saber. Anyway, skill rank up. Rune spell A becomes Primordial Rune with no rank, which is an MP gauge buff as well. Okay, I'll take a battery. And we've unlocked another rank up quest for him. Sure, why not? Let's make this all about Q. Alright. Let's go, Q. Let's go. So yeah, Lancers for either 50-50 shot of being an NP2 or new servant. Sadly, I cannot go on the extra 2 banner at all because there's a blank spot there and I've been told to fear the blank spots. So yeah. Okay. Or at least I've been told that there's a servant that I absolutely hate in the blank spots that I completely refuse to ever acknowledge as her existence. Unless said existence acknowledgement involves severe and utter destroying of her. That's the only time I acknowledge her existence, is when she's a target to be destroyed. I'm sorry, why did you just type a bunch of static there, Destructive? I'm guessing whatever you typed there is indeed what you typed, because all I'm seeing is a bunch of static. You know. If we are indeed talking about she who shall not be named, then yeah. Most hated servant that can possibly exist for me. Oh, it's not just she's unlikable. First off, the sheer trauma she pulled on Melt, who is the #2 most favorite servant for me, you know. It boggles the mind that there are people that are fans of her. But then there's the whole reason that she's able to become a beast. She just rubs me wrong on so many levels. But yeah, I've gone on record stating that if somehow, someway she ever curses my Chaldea with her presence, I am going to empty out my second archive, place her at the very bottom of it, and then pile upon it a bunch of low rarity bronze embers of the Knight class, and then put the rest of the stuff on top. And I will filter hide her as well, so I do not even need to see her. You just like Domon, Columbus, Giles, and Gorgon. Domon is the caster of Limbo, correct? He does not seem like a cool dude, so obviously I don't really know much about him outside of what was revealed in... What was the name of the lost of the Epic of Remnant? The one Epic of Remnant with the 7 swords and tools. Outside of that Epic of Remnant and a little bit in the 4th Lost Belt, where he was all aboard the Arjuna Express, and he was willing to assassinate us. So yeah, I would say I'm not a fan of Domon. Shimosa, thank you. Shimosa. Columbus, I mean, he's a very controversial topic. Just, like, with the whole modern age thing. Like, I see him more as a joke and as an exaggeration of, Christopher Columbus than anything else. Like, they exaggerate his negative effects. And I know the artist for Columbus has actually made a design for a Columbus Lily, which, or, what would, not really Lily, because Lily is like the younger version of the female servants, a younger Columbus or whatever, and about his personality. So I kind of like to see that, but Columbus is just more of a joke for me. I do kind of wish he didn't betray us in Agartha, but Agartha really wasn't the best Epic of Remnant either, so, you know, I think it was more just, you get to betray us, you get to betray us, everybody gets to betray us in Agartha, sort of thing. Giles, I'm kind of just neutral about him as a servant. As a person, he's also a bit controversial because there's claims that he didn't actually do what he did, a bunch of stuff like that, so he just exists, you know? The fact that he respects Abby, I think, it's kind of humorous, to a degree, that he respects Abby just because Abby is literally the gateway for Yogg-Sothoth. So that's kind of humorous. And I can't deny, he is the reason we have Xalter, so, you know, I gotta give him some props for that. Just for sheer fact that, you know, Xalter is on the waifu list. Gorgon. So, Gorgon's another one that's a little decisive. Gorgon, that was part of the 3-Goddess Alliance, I don't like. Gorgon, that is Anna grown up, that defends us at the end of Babylonia, I do like. And I kind of headcanon-y, because I don't unfortunately have Gorgon, headcanon is that the Gorgon that we summon to our Chaldea is Anna grown into Gorgon. Not the Gorgon from Babylonia, but the Gorgon that Anna becomes at the end of Babylonia. That's my headcanon of it anyways, you know? And I feel like that's a good headcanon, you know? How much of a charge does this give you, Q? 25. That's not a bad charge. Not the best, but not the worst, you know? And yeah, Gorgon does have a pretty good design. Design-wise, like, of the servants listed, Giles doesn't really have too fantastic of design, but he was an early game servant, so that's not terribly surprising. Yeah. Thoughts are processing thoughts. Do that. Columbus, again, I kind of see his design as a little bit too much of a joke, and I kind of want to see the younger version of Columbus. And Doman, no idea what his design is like other than what we've seen, and he's got that sort of mad jester vibe going on for him, from what I understand. So, but Gorgon, especially her later ascensions, I think Gorgon becomes more, I think divine looking, I guess would be the best way to put it in her later ascension, and not so much monstrous, I think is the best way to put it. Which sort of further cements my idea that the Gorgon we summon is the Ana-turned Gorgon. Again, though, her interludes and stuff might suggest otherwise. I would have to get her to make any full judgments. And I'm pretty sure she is a story-locked servant. And I am now looking that up to see if I am correct in that she is story-locked. She is story-locked, it looks like, so yeah. Sadness, tears, cry every time. I just noticed she's actually got legs in her Ascension artwork. She's not just like a Naga. She actually has legs. Interesting. Voice line suggests she's a total asshole? Well, that would certainly put a end to my thoughts that she's actually Ana. Let's see, so first off, do this. I don't really have a numbering category, it's more like tiers for me. Like, tier 0, the top tier of waifu, is obviously Mashu, you know. Nobody can overthrow her. Tier 1 is those that are, you know, in the harem, quote-unquote, for most part. Consists of Melt in the top position there, followed by Aresh, Jolter, with XA. Almost forgot about XA there. She just hasn't had her time to shine yet. And then Oi, Kama, and I want to say there was some, and the Valkyries are sort of on the fringes of tier 1 there. And then I got a lot in tier 2 waifu categories. A lot in tier 2 waifu category. Let's see, dialogue. Cat is on your torso. That's always nice. Always a sign of trust. It's even more of a sign of trust when cats are on your head. But, you know, you have to be lying down. And having a cat on your head is not always the best scenario either, so torso is a good second choice. Although, having them rest on your feet is also a pretty good sign of trust from cats. USA Sashi's at the top for me. You like her design, plus she has really funny lines. She does. I like how much more serious Musashi gets her summer version in her last Ascension. It looks a lot better, personally, for me. Alright, and let's go. So, Avenger Gorgon, use me well, I shall use you well too. Whose untimely end will be displayed first? It should be something to see. Usually offering this an interesting way to grow. You saw my bare face. Don't be so afraid, you won't turn to stone. You are my important master. I'll treat you ever so carefully until the end. Second Ascension causes some trouble. Hang on. Doot. Left hand typing. That's always a skill to have, though. Being able to type with one hand as effectively as with two is always a good skill. She's never slept on my face. I mean, back when mine cats were still with me, not really on my face, but sort of like on my pillow resting against my head was pretty much as close to resting on my face as they ever got, you know? Occasionally they would, you know, sleep closer to my cheeks and stuff, but... Perhaps I have some connection to you somehow, but that's a problem. What am I supposed to do from... in this form now for the 3rd Ascension? 4th Ascension, look at me. This is the resolve of your desires. The end of your careless summoning. Now where shall I start eating? First, of course, the foolish contractor who personally opened the box of destruction. So, is Gorgon embarrassed by her final ascension, I wonder? That's kind of the vibes I'm getting there. She's a little bit embarrassed. She's very gluttonous, it seems. Yeah, Gorgon seems very, very gluttonous. Just like sleep on tables and beds. You know, dogs are also pretty nice as well. I used to have a dog. He didn't, unfortunately, last for the week before he had to return to his owners, just because, as I found out years later, he was more of an aggressive breed of dog, and he was not treating my younger brother that well, so yeah. That's probably more in the normal lines. I'm getting to them at this point, so... Called me for my power, didn't you? Then use me for that. There's no need to get closer. Do you have to spell it out? It's unpleasant. Do not get close to me. My hair has no reason. It may eat you on a whim. Long time ago, we lived on a beautiful island. When my old Tueler sisters wasted away, I took them into this hair and mourned over them. I had no memory after that. All I can remember is the occasional accuracy of pulverizing heroes who came around. Oh, Summer Skaha. Hello, Summer Skaha. All my complaints and grumblings have no effect on you. Very well, do as you will. You're like a fly buzzing around a corpse. An eyesore, but something I can tolerate. Did not mean to do illusion there. But this contract did last so long. I was waiting for you to realize your mistake and throw me out, but this is what I get. Seems you're not the only fool here. Your fate will not change, but I will kill you gently, at least. I mean, I kind of feel like there's a little bit of the Avenger class container leaking into the dialogues. Yep, she is definitely gluttonous. Seems a little... Snake with wings. Kingu. Good utensil for enjoying blood sacrifices, the Grail. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, looking through all the dialogue, I think I'm gonna have to give up on my headcanon that Gorgon is just an older Anna. Gorgon is the Gorgon from Babylonia with not all of her memories. That's somewhat sad. I kind of wish it was just the grown-up version of Anna, but I guess that's what normal Anna is for. That's sadness. That's tears. That makes me cry every time. But, oh well. You can't get all your headcanons to happen. True enough. True enough. Her Avenger class, it doesn't help, but she would definitely qualify for Avenger class container. She most certainly qualifies for the Avengers. Although, that's supposedly the personality she had in life. I mean, looking through her dialogues, it does say that she doesn't really remember much after she ate her sisters. Which, I don't really remember. Why did Medusa eat her sisters in the first place? I actually cannot remember why that was the case. Oh, Wicker Man gets ranked up to a B+ for a Buster Card effectiveness increase. Okay. And it now also decreases defense tied to the overcharge. That's actually pretty darn good, not gonna lie. That's a pretty good rank up for Cascu. Kind of want to test him out, but we're on to Ushi now. Ushi. Alright, Ushi. It is your time to shine. And you're at a disadvantage already. Fantastic, Ushi Wakamaru. You are single target. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult, but it is what it is. But yeah, I cannot remember the lore reason for why Medusa eats Stheno and Uriel. I know there is one. I'm pretty sure it's explored in Hollow Atraxia, which I've never played or seen a playthrough of. But I'm sure it will come out eventually, just like I'm sure that eventually we will get FSN on Steam. It will happen eventually. It totally will eventually happen. In lore, her sisters frequently abuse her, and it's implied Valentine they force Medusa to make that. I do recall that, actually, I don't have any of the sisters, so I don't... Why do I have Uriel? I do recall that her chocolate was implied to have been made by Medusa. Very, very vague recollections. Welcome, Mr. Scottish Demon. Welcome to my stream. We are just doing some rank up quests casually and discussing Gorgon / Medusa and a bit of her lore at this point in time. I'm trying to remember why she ate her sisters. And actually, if they were even alive when she ate them. That's something I don't know. I can't recall if in lore they were killed and so maddened with her grief she ate them, or if they were threatened and she ate them to protect them. I honestly cannot remember. I know that Medusa's backstory is explored a lot in Hollow Atraxia, but again, it's not come out in... Or maybe it is out in English and I just have to find the disc or something, but regardless, I'm sure that much like Fate Extra Encore, or whatever it is going to be called, is going to be coming out on Steam. I'm sure that they will eventually re-release all of the original Fate Stay Night content on Steam. Wait, Raiko got it. Wait. Hold up, Destructive. Hold up. Raiko got an animation update? I recall reading something about all of the Liz's getting skill upgrades today, but I was not aware Raiko got something as well, unless this is an old thing and I'm just now remembering about it. You have Gorgon, Medusa, Stheno, and Uriel. Nice. Wait, what about Anna? Do you have Anna? Is the question. Oh, Ushi, why is your rank up quest tied to an assassin class enemy? You don't have Anna. Yeah. Sadly, sadness indeed. Oh, also, actually, curious question that people may know the answer to, but, because my memory is poor, that has been clearly established many times, but did we get the free 4-star from the Babylonia, campaign? Because that's technically supposed to happen later in the year for Japan, but I can't remember, like, 2 years ago is when it happened for Japan, was late in the year, but I can't remember if we got that already or not. My memory is just, like, sort of not parsecing, I guess is the best way to put it. It might be a Mandela effect, because I'm not seeing anything. The only thing I'm seeing is that we will likely get another Liz this year, or JP is likely going to be getting another version of Liz this year. That is not Ryder Liz, for some reason. We're not getting Elizabeth Japan. Maybe. That's apparently still in debate. You know. Still debatable if we're getting Elizabeth Japan, but it's looking very much like we're getting Cinder Liz. Or what are they calling her? Let's see. I'm trying to see. People are guessing Avenger for her. Let's see. They don't have a nickname for her. But yeah, it seems very likely that JP is going to be getting another Halloween event this year with Cinderella Liz as the possible new welfare servant with some sort of fairy godmother servant as well. Ushi, stop trying to go against assassin class enemies, please. Get some freaking casters to be fighting against. Dang, Ushi, why you gotta, you know, be so stubborn? So I'm not seeing anything about Raiko recently getting an animation update. I'm gonna look it up here. K-Y-O-M-A-F. K-Y-O-M-A-F. I don't recognize that abbreviation. Hang on. Focus the sabers down. Also, it is a shame you don't have Anna, but if we do get another free 4-star ticket, then, you know, that is the opportunity to get her. As far as the Gorgons for me, I am currently lacking Stheno and Gorgon. Oh, it's an event they do in Japan that we don't get. So it's one of those seasonal events that they do that has no direct translation for US, essentially. Doot. Also, welcome Guardian Soulblade. Welcome to the stream. How be things, how be things. Okay. You know, it's probably just easier to look up Raiko herself to see if we can find anything. Minamoto no Raiko. Yeah. I am wondering how they're gonna do the FSN 15-year anniversary thing. Since that's supposed to happen. That happened 2 years ago for JP later in the year, but it's not going to be 15 years for us here in NA. So, I'm wondering how they'll do that, because it came with a craft essence, you know? Pretty good looking one, too. Oh, you were in first Ascension when most of your friends keep her in third. What's the difference between first and third, actually? Technically, it should be next month, is when that campaign would happen in JP terms, but who knows for us? A week before Gilfest, got Gorgon and Gil from the banner. Nice job on getting Gil. MP2 Gorgon from Maltese and Gil from a ticket. Was going for Gorgon, so you're happy with that. Hey, Gorgon is a pretty solid Avenger class servant, you know? She is a pretty solid one. Oh, you don't have her. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see the differences between Stage 1 and Stage 3. And yeah, Archer Gil is a very solid servant to get. I've said it many a times, but while I am a Day 1 player of FGO, I stopped playing a couple of months into it for multiple reasons. One being that this was the first game that I ever played that had an AP system, and I was very much not familiar with it. The other reason being that I remember Gil's banner came out, I did not get Gil, and I was slightly salty about that fact. You know, that I did not get Gil, so he was partial contribution to me discontinuing playing FGO at the time. But I got him eventually, so you know. He is sitting as NP2 in my Chaldea, and you know, that's more than good enough for me. He came home eventually, you know. Ushi, I'll give you a shot here to do some damage here, Ushi. Just show me your moves. As I think Captain Falco says. I think that's his taunt in Smash. It's been a long time since I played Smash. Oh yeah, all the Lizzes. All the welfare Lizzes are back, which means a good free 20 rare prisms for everybody that has them. And all of them actually get rank ups, which, from what I understand, Cass Lizz's rank up isn't the best. But all the other Lizzes have a pretty solid one. All of the other Lizzes apparently have a fairly solid rank up quest. I did see Sora is now in Ultimate. It's about darn tootin' time they add Sora. Although, I think from a lore perspective, like, Sora would be one of the more powerful people to ever join Smash. You know? But there's still no Mashu in Smash, you know? When is Mashu going to be added to Smash? Yeah, Cass Liz's rank up is not the best. Brave Liz got a freaking solid rank up. Brave Liz's third skill now only requiring a 50% rather than 100% charge. That is a pretty solid one. As did normal Liz. I think her defense down now affects all enemies, so... Working getting your units leveled up after spending 3 days grinding the event, after spending the whole event going from the beginning of Camelot to the end of Lost Belt 2. Many sleepless nights is not only possible thanks to the support system. Yep. Support system is legit. I don't really use support system for the story quests themselves, because I kind of prefer to do all of the story with my own servants and the story support things, you know, from lore perspective and everything, but outside of it, support system is completely and utterly awesome. It just needs a few more tweaks, you know, and it'll be good. Oh, they've announced Kingdom Hearts Switch ports. That would indeed explain why Sora is coming to Smash, because when it was mentioned, I kind of thought, wait a second, why is Sora going to be in Smash when no Kingdom Hearts game has come out on Nintendo? But it makes sense that they would announce them. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts is a legitimately good franchise, and you know, they're coming in with most of the story told, if you can understand the story, that is. And yeah, the rerun is gonna be pretty good on NA. I mean, I've got them all. The only thing I'm sad to say is that, sad to see that we will not be getting both versions of Mecha Ellie-chan, you know? It's just a shame that they are restricting us to only one version of her. Such a right darn shame. Only one version of Mecha Ellie-chan. And not both. Why would they do this? Why would they make you choose between the two of them? They're so different from each other, you know? Oh, so very different. It'll be hell in 2 years to choose which one of them I get an extra copy of. You're going for Mark II? I mean, the completionist in me is why I have both of them from the rerun, but like, I'm just not sure who I'm gonna go for. And heck, now that I think about it, after that event, my second archive is gonna be have more Liz's in it than anything else. Which is something. And also, it makes me fear like we are never gonna get Archimedes as a servant in FGO, because he's gonna take one look at the sheer number of Liz's that inhabit Chaldea, and he will run screaming the other way. The only way I feel we'll get Archimedes is if they do with him what they did with Van Gogh, and they combine him with somebody else entirely. And now I can only think of Archimedes' worst nightmare, which would be somehow, some way, he ends up sharing a spirit origin with Liz. Oh god. I just thought of, like, for the Fate Extra Last Encore thing or whatever, they release a duo servant of Archimedes and Liz in their corrupted Velber forms as a duo servant. Oh, Archimedes would suffer. Oh, so much there. But he kind of deserves it. And yeah, so many rare prisms. 20 more. It will be nice. Very, very nice. Bayonetta in Smash, so we have hope of getting Arc, literal hentai hero in Smash at some point. I mean, you know, Fate gets a lot of flack for that, but are they really? I feel like they've definitely grown past the ecchi game roots, you know? I feel like Fate has definitely grown beyond the ecchi game roots that it once had. I mean, Seba is the generic face of Fate, but she's sort of... Seba is honestly probably, you know... I was gonna say getting phased out, but then I remember that Lost Belt 6 and Castoria is pretty much the poster child for Lost Belt 6, so... Yeah, I don't know what goes on in Lost Belt 6, but from what I understand, Castoria is the poster child for Lost Belt 6. So, you know, I don't think that Seba's not going to be big popular. Tsukihime hasn't, from what you've heard. Oh, it still has 8 scenes in the remake. I mean, you know, she is in I did see posts that Seba had some time in that. I do recall seeing that. The Realta Nua version of Everson is the only one that is sold. Right. I recall hearing about that. That's probably the one that will eventually end up on Steam, I'm sure. Although, with Steam being Steam, it would not be a surprise if within a week of it going on Steam, because it will. I can feel it in my bones that it will come out on Steam, but I'm sure that within a week of going on Steam, that the non Real Tanua version will be a mod support, you know, fan mod support, but still, I would not be surprised if that happens. What do these things have as a grudge against Ushi? Poor Ushi. And I mean, again, I've never really played Tsukihime or anything like that, but it kind of comes down to how much characterization is behind those kinds of scenes, you know? Like, some scenes, some games have those kind of scenes because, he wants Tsukihime on Steam. I mean, Studio BB is a thing, so who knows what will eventually happen. But, like, if it has a story reason for it, then I can see why it would still have those kinds of scenes in it. But, like, I can definitely see why the original FSN doesn't have those kinds of scenes in it anymore, because they don't need... Okay, so... Yeah, they don't really need them from a story perspective. And from what I understand, they were only really added in because that was the way to sell games at that point in time, was to add those sorts of scenes, you know? So maybe, with time, who knows. I also am pretty sure Nasu has gone on record stating that the reason there is no CCC translation is because he's worried of what the game would be rated if it were to ever try to come out in America. Just because of the themes, for lack of better terms, behind the Sakura 5, you know, and everything. The themes behind them are quite something, you know. Yeah, Fate was more like, we need adult content to sell. And then they grew beyond their boundaries and have become a multi-thing. Indeed, it would be a big fat M on CCC. And you typed a little bit of static there at the end of your sentence, Guardian. I don't know why you would type some random static, but if you like typing static, then you do you. Yeah. Adults only. I doubt CCC would get that. But it would need to be heavily... I feel like CCC would definitely need to be modified to get a proper release. You know? It would definitely need to be modified to be getting a proper release. But I hope for the day it will. I do hope for the day it will, so that I can see Melt's story from the very, very beginning. And Gil's, you know, turnaround, you know. And that's the thing. They are, like... Don't like the trash can who sometimes appears on support lists. I don't really think I've ever seen She Who Shall Not Be Named on support lists. For my teams, at least. Which is kind of odd. Maybe I just have, you know, a passive filter over She Who Shall Not Be Named. Excuse me. But yeah, another thing that kind of makes me think CCC will eventually get a release is they put a lot of effort towards, you know, rehabilitating Gilgamesh, you know. It's kind of also why I'm iffy of if the original Fate will ever get a remake, because he's very bad in the original Fate route, from what I understand. But, like, they've made a lot of effort to redeeming Gilgamesh as a character, and he's pretty much a well-known staple of the Fate franchise at this point. But CCC is where Gil goes through some of his biggest redemption, you know? So I honestly would not be surprised if that is one of the reasons CCC might eventually get a remake, because of Gil's redemption arc pretty much starts there. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, the original Fate route that Studio Dean made was more of a mashup of every single route in a weird thing, you know? Extra Record, not Encore. Last Encore is the anime name. Fate Extra Record is the game remake. That's what it was. I keep mixing those two up so badly. Which is kind of sad, because from what I understand, Last Encore was not that well received. You know? Yeah, it had stuff from all three. I never watched the Dean production. Yeah, CCC remake is fingers crossed, you know? Who knows? Maybe they will... And what would be really clever Because I know all of the lore of the CCC game, but what would be really clever is if they release Last Encore and it gets whatever it gets as a rating, but then they release CCC as a DLC for Last Encore. Or for Extra Record. Because canonically, CCC happens after like a couple weeks into, you know, the events of Fate Extra. So it would be incredibly clever for them to just release CCC as a DLC. That way they don't have to worry about it not showing up, you know, on stores and stuff. Because it's a DLC, you know. I'm not sure how rating systems for DLCs work, mind you. It could be that the DLC is not allowed on stores or something, but I have no idea. They could even have it so that they don't sell the DLC themselves on the store, but like they have their own website that sells codes for the DLC that you enter into the base game to unlock the DLC content or something. That way they could get around, like, Steam's restrictions if they have any, you know? I mean, yes, in a way that could be one way of looking at it, I suppose, but like it could also be a very clever way of getting around the fact that CCC would be under a lot of heavy scrutiny if it were ever to be released, you know? It would be under a lot of heavy scrutiny, and it could be a way to get around it. Also, I completely forgot that Benkei was about to NP. Do you have an offensive one, Benkei? Oh, wow. Benkei... That's kind of... Wow. That NP... That NP kind of sucks, Benkei. I'm just saying, Benkei, that NP sucks. Holy cow. I mean, I guess it's a 3-star version of Waivers NP, you know? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just that, unfortunately, destructive, because Steam is notoriously strict with those kinds of things, and it's not just that, it's the whole, gosh, what is the name of the chick that is the, I want to say the second or third Sakura Labyrinth Guardian? Rami or something? Oh, we unlocked her Ushi's third skill. Nice. But, oh, and we unlocked another rank-up quest for her. But, Rami or whatever her name... No, not Lip. The homunculus... Is she a homunculus girl? I cannot remember her name, but, she's on one of the CEs. Let me see if I can't find her. Formation... Second archive, craft essence. Why am I under event bonus filter? Her, the one on the left here. Whatever her face is. I cannot remember her name. But her whole labyrinth thing and everything. Just yes, Rani, that's the name. Rani. But so I know a little bit about Steam's policies, not personally from doing it, but from hearing from others. But given the fact that the CCC thing takes place in a high school environment, any implications of adult behavior or anything like that involving high school age or even characters that appear to be in a high school setting gets the immediate axe on Steam with no chance of ever coming on, even if it is censored. And given one of the things you have to do to proceed in Rani's Labyrinth, you know, it would require more than just She Who Shall Not Be Named censoring to get onto Steam. I might do Ushi's here. You know, I think I will do Ushi's rank up quest here as well. After we rank up her skill, though. But yeah. That and the secret gardens of every character as well would also be under a fair bit of scrutiny. So yeah, CCC has a long road ahead of it if it ever wants to be released on most things. That's kind of why I can see it being more potential DLC that is exclusively distributed by Type Moon, you know? It would take some creativity to get around it, but I'm sure it could happen. You know? Yeah. Creative alternate ways of getting around it is a thing. And actually, it just kind of occurred to me, another thing that would have to be censored for CCC is one of the epitome of things of CCC. AUO Castoff would have to be censored. Good lord, I just thought of that. One of the most iconic moments of CCC would probably get it slapped with an M rating alone. I can't believe I just thought of that. AUO Castoff. A joke, for lack of better things, would be censored. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. Alright, Ushi, let's do your rank up quest here. I mean, I can definitely see it as, sort of getting the anime treatment for that sort of things, where he can still do cast off, but it's just like shining lights from the heavens raining down upon him, which would just make it even funnier if you think about it. You know? Just light raining, shining down from the heavens, you know? I can definitely see that as possibly being something. It's rock, paper, scissors in extra. Gosh. It's been a while since I watched the rough translation of the Gilgamesh route of CCC. And they didn't really focus on the combat that much either, come to think of it. Yeah, I'm not really sure how the combat plays with it. I feel like I want to say it is a bit of a rock, paper, scissors system, but I'm pretty sure that the remake is getting a redone battle system to be more in tune with modern times. I'm pretty sure I remember hearing about that, so who knows what it's going to be. It may honestly draw from... Okay then, so maybe AUO Castoff would not need any changing. AUO Castoff might not need any changing then. There we go. Gil's crowning moment of comedy excellence would not need to be changed in any potential port of CCC. But, yeah. I'm wondering if perhaps they might be drawing from the arcade version of FGO when they do make the extra remake. Which, from what I understand, the arcade version of FGO has a pretty good combat system from the footage I've seen. And I know the creative director of FGO has mentioned stuff about wanting to eventually translate the actual FGO to have a more of a combat system like that, to sort of switch up the dynamic of it a little bit, which would be interesting, to say the least. It would certainly be interesting. Still Berserkers. I'm very much happy with these Berserker things. But yeah, so CCC would take a lot of, would either need to be released independently on, like... Actually, I just thought, there is another platform that could do it, but I have no idea how the Epic Games Store handles those sorts of things. I sort of avoid the Epic Games Store just because of the connotations with Fortnite. It sort of had a negative image for me in my brain space, just because Fortnite is a thing and I don't care for it. So I've always avoided the Epic Games Store, but I'm not sure how exactly they handle those sorts of things. Might be something to look up, because that could be a way. Or they could release their own launcher, but who knows. The turn-based is nice. I don't even use it for free games, honestly. Probably missing out on a lot of cool games by doing that, but I will probably have to eventually use it if I want to get the Tiny Tina Borderland thing, because I'm a Borderland fan, you know, and Tiny Tina's dungeon was a great part of Borderlands 2, so having a full game based around it just sounds so fun. Probably get away with Ushi doing that. Yeah, we can definitely get away with Ushi doing her MP here. We should be able to generate 30% charge. Especially if I had used her first skill as well. I'm dumb. But yeah, turn-based combat is definitely something I do prefer as well. But it's more to the naysayers that FGO is got an outdated combat system and all that is probably why it was said. And even then, it would be very much difficult on a lot of phone systems to upgrade to that kind of gameplay that the arcade version has. Maybe if FGO eventually got a PC release, you know? Like, a lot of gacha games have PC versions of them as well. What's Illusion here? Because Hijikata. I was not expecting to face off against Hijikata. Microbiology is easier than you thought it'd be. That's probably because you have so much spare time. Microbiology, gosh. I can honestly say I do not remember much of microbiology. Can you give me one of the things you're learning about here, Destructive, just so I can see what my memory can parsec about microbiology? It's been a while since I took microbiology, so I just want to try and see if any of it is familiar, for lack of better terms. You know? BAQ, the best combination in the game. Hey, Deontay, welcome to the stream. Yep, that was a topic of discussion for a little bit ago, that all the Liz's got an upgrade. From what I understand, Cass Liz got a little bit of the shaft with her upgrade. Normal Liz got a good one. Brave Liz got a good one as well. And I actually don't think I've heard talk about the Mecha Ellie-chans, how their upgrade went. Now that I think about it. Antibacterial drugs. Yeah, I don't really remember antibacterial drug discussion. Really don't remember it. But how be things, Deontay? How be things? It's been a little while. Partially my own fault for not streaming the past couple days, but... And I suppose nobody was really here when I went over it, but past few days, not just the past few days have been a little bit trying for me, is probably the best way. Starbomb. I mean, you know, a Starbomb is always a good thing. Macrolides and lincosamides being similar drugs that both interfere with bacterioribosomal RNA's ability to continue translation. Okay, some of that is vaguely familiar to me, but yeah. Microbiology was a while ago. Beta-lactam rings bind to peptidoglycan. That is That is more familiar. Those are things I more easily recognize than the antibacterial drugs talk. But yeah, past few days have been a little bit existentially weird, I guess would be the best way of putting it. I said it at the beginning of stream, but on Friday, one of my high school classmates that I actually was on a soccer team with passed away. Didn't really keep in touch with him after high school or anything, but just the fact that one of my peers, somebody that I knew and went to school with, passed away, it sort of brought up a little bit of anxiety, I guess would be the best way to put it. And the past few days, I have been having some trouble sleeping. Getting less than 4 hours of sleep really doesn't do good for me. Feeling ill just from the lack of sleep and everything, you know. And just general tired demeanor. I didn't really feel like I could stream in a good manner the past few days, which is why I didn't stream Monday and Tuesday, you know. I got a good night's sleep last night, and I think I didn't have the realization that that's what was causing my anxiety is the issue. And the fact that I last night came to the realization that that might be what the problem was, and, you know, had a sort of internal confrontation with myself about it, I feel like sort of I came to terms a little bit, you know? Yeah, it was somewhat that and sort of confronting my own mortality sort of thing. Drowning, that's a bad way to go. I mean, I still am kind of bothered because I don't really know how it happened. He lived out in California from what I understand, and trying to find an obituary or anything like that is kind of hard. Honestly, if he does have a funeral, I might see about going to it. Not the actual funeral, but at least to a visitation, you know? But I honestly am not sure. It's rough, you know? Just the idea that somebody your own age, that you knew personally, died, it sort of strikes the fear of mortality into you, you know? Just a little bit. Ushi's Tengu Strategy A has been upgraded to Tengu Strategy EX with an additional quick card effectiveness buff for herself. That's a pretty decent buff for Ushi. We got some more master missions complete, and over the course of today, we did 4 rank ups. Both Cascu and both of Ushi's. I'm really quickly here. I'm going to see if I can't find out who the heck I did this challenge quest with last year. And I might do the challenge quest here now. You know? Funerals are long and depressing, yeah. Funerals are... I just don't gel with them. Funerals are not something I enjoy. Just the concept of death, really. You know, it's... Death itself has been something that I've been, I guess, against, or just had a very complicated thought process of for many years. Many years. Back in my edgier teenage days, I even, back when MySpace was still a thing, I got the email address of Death's Bane, as in the enemy of death, or that kind of stuff. Because I was an edgy teenager, and I really did not like death and that kind of stuff, you know? Anyway, so... Odie. Do this filter in my content to see if I can't find something. Title contains Oni. That might have worked. Onigishima... Let's see, so November 3rd of 2020 was when I posted this. Does it have the challenge quest in it? And if so, can I see who the heck I used? Bye-bye Oniland. Ooh, this might not have the challenge quest. It might just have the story. Let's see. Mute. I don't need to hear my own voice from a year ago. Let's see. Cast, shoot, and summoning. Bunch of pools. Is this it? I see Sitanai and Shootin. Are Sitanai and Shootin the challenge quest here? If so, Caster Alter Ego. Yep, that looks to be the case. And I used Okitan for the challenge quest, it looks like. Okay. So I used Okitan last year, so as long as I do not use Okitan again this year, I should be good. Yay. Don't leave like for your only family members when you die. Them to celebrate the fact that you lived with a wake. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really gone through any funerals recently for family. The most recent one was my grandmother, which was a couple years ago, and actually took place on my birthday, which, you know, was a little depressing, admittedly, but you can't really do stuff when you pass like that. And she had been battling with Alzheimer's, so, you know, she chose a time when all of her children could be with her, and she essentially just decided to let go, you know? Which, it's always good to be able to have a choice in that kind of matter. But I know one of my uncles has gone on record stating that when he passes, he wants there to be a wake, like you said, Destructive, and he wants there to be pretty much a barbecue to happen. He wants a barbecue at his wake with, like, grilled burgers and hot dogs and everything, you know? It wasn't really the Alzheimer's that did her. It was more her health was just deteriorating in general, and she had been diagnosed with it. She still had a lot of her memory capabilities, you know? It was more the grandchildren and stuff that was a little bit fuzzy to her, which Alzheimer's is terrible, you know? And I kind of, I'm hoping that one day I get big enough that I can, like, do a charity stream and raise money for Alzheimer's, you know? But that's a future plan. That is a future plan. You did this with Rhines, and she killed it. I don't have Rhines, unfortunately. I'm trying to think who I want to use here, though. So, I think support-wise, it doesn't really matter who I bring. Probably want to go with somebody without the event craft essence here. Just for, you know, purposes of possibly bonding. Where is everybody on my list? Let's see. I think Reflector might have just crashed here. Perhaps? Yep, Reflector crashed. Easy enough fix, though. Just need to stop mirroring. Give it a moment here, too. And then try to relink up. I might need to see about upgrading to Reflector 4, and possibly upgrading my phone. Because it is getting closer and closer still with each of these FGO updates that my phone is gonna become outdated. And I do not want that day to pass. Your grandmother on your mom's side died the night after the Sunday communion she intentionally missed. She used to say things along the lines that communion would prolong your life. I mean, you know, the power of belief is a very powerful thing, you know? It's very possible that just her mind over matter sort of ideal, that by thinking that she, you know, sort of gained a little bit from it, you know? It's always that sort of thing. Bronchitis and anemia. Those are... Bronchitis especially is nasty. Yeah, it's never a good thing. Anyways, depressing talk aside here, I'm trying to think of what we were on a topic. We were on a topic here. Hey, there's Rhines. What does that CE? What does the Detective Foe CE do? QP. And Bond. Yeah. Pandemic is quite something. So, my setup. What am I going to do for a setup for this challenge quest? I don't know if they I've done it before, so I'm going to look them up. See if they've got both break bars and if they have buffs. I kind of wish I had Sitanai here, because she would be a good one to use, since she's also an Ultra Eco but AoE, but Sitanai has evaded me thus far, but she will not be able to evade me forever. She will come home with the free 5-star thing. Sitanai will come home from that free 5-star thing. Alright, so show me the challenge quest. Do they have break bars? They both have break bars. That's a lot of health. Let's see. So they have a passive buff of crit and star gen buffs. Sitanai, after the first bar, gets a defense and attack damage up, and then on the second bar, removes all debuffs for herself, and then a buff success rate and an MP damage up. Shootin', oh no, I mean, eventually you do. It is... GP just had it recently. I want to say associated with the 6th anniversary thing. I'm going to get that up while I look over Shootin'. So Shootin' is all enemies crit chance up, and all frontline with a crit damage buff on first break. And then on the second break, every unit on the field gets an attack and defense up for 3 turns. So Shootin' is the one to break probably first. Here. So JP. Hang on. So I went in with Gil against it. That's kind of ironic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 6th anniversary. Let's you pick her. I think 6th anniversary is something along the lines of like a time-based one. Let me see. 6th anniversary. So 6th anniversary. I'm getting this up. Yeah, not the free SSR ticket next year. NP5 Gil, Waver, Double Merlin, and 2 Command Seals. Command Seals. That's a good possible way. Caster, so I would need to use a Rider here. So I can't Gramps this, unfortunately. I could... Alter Egos. Alter Ego... I could try Jiang Yu. I could Jiang Yu it up. Would Jiang Yu be a good choice, though, is the question. So let me see Jiang Yu first. So he's a Berserker. He is fully leveled up here. And we could throw upon him the damage CE here for even better damage. So if we used Jiang Yu here, he does not have an NP to start off with. His skills are Crit Stars, Ignore Invincibility, a 3-turn buff for Quicken That, and he is an AoE. He's only NP1, though. That is a thing to note, he is only NP1. We would, of course, be bringing in Scotty and Merlin in the backline. If we would do this, we would not be bringing Rhines along. We would be bringing in Scotty, if I could freaking get her. Yeah, so we'd want to bring in Scotty. The CE is virtually useless to him due to his deck. It's more for the damage bonus and the NP strength and everything boost. I know it's kind of pointless because of his deck is mainly a Berserker's deck. But I'd be mainly focusing on getting those NPs off. The issue is, how do you get 3? Last year I used Okitan for it, but I kind of want to do something different for this year. So this right here is 1 NP. Double Scotty brings him up to 1 NP. If I swapped in Waver, that is 50% charge. But I don't know how much of a charge he would gain on his NP is the issue. I could also use command seals here. If you don't use them, you lose them. I don't think I even 3-turned it last year is the thing, though. So it's not like it's RNG. I just kind of want to do something different. And if we do it this way, we probably want Waver in the front lines here. And we can give him... Fragment of 2030 would be pointless since he's going to be swapped out. I need to clear out these XSCEs again. Give him Golden Captures the Carp. So I'm going to do a test run here with this basic setup to see how much damage we get on an NP here. If we get sufficient enough damage on 1 NP, then we'll see how 2 NPs work, and then go from there, I think. And if this doesn't work, I'm pretty sure on the FGO subreddit I saw something about a Melt 3-turn of this. No idea how the heck you would 3-turn this sort of thing with Melt, but I will definitely be taking a look at it. 460. Okay, we actually have a pretty solid start here with the card choices for Jiangyu. Yeah, the card choices for Jiangyu here are actually pretty decent. I think it might have been Lancer Melt. I'm going to be looking this up here shortly here. Although if it does require Tama, then I am automatically unable to do it because I do not have my own freaking Tama Mill. I did not search Melt J, I searched Melt. Crit strength for yourself for 1 turn. This is probably going to be the only turn he crits, so... Sure. Maybe on the crit. Maybe. Alright, let's see how you do here, Jiangyu. Let us see how you do. If the game doesn't crash. Hang on. I think Reflector might have crashed. Yep, Reflector crashed. Okay. I'm very glad that I stopped. Okay, pause this thing. Okay, so it is Lancer Melt with Double Waver, Asclep, Tamacast, and Paracelsus. Paracelsus I have, but not leveled up. I do not have Tama. Okay, so he breaks the first bar down fairly easy. Not bad. Not bad. So the first bar is down. And we have a charge enough to get the second bar down as well. Doot. So yeah, I automatically can't do this because I do not have Tama. Sadness. Two bars down. It's something. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to knock the third bar down with the MP even. Although I might try, just to see. In fact, you know what? I'm going to just try, see if we can get an MP off. So, let us release your noble phantasm here, Jiangyu. And we will even give you a buff. Okay, so the question here is... In fact, it's not even a question. I do lead with the Buster attack to get that little bit of extra damage there. Buster, NP Buster, I think is the right way to do it. If we had Merlin's buff, I feel fairly confident we could do it, but I don't think there's no way to get Merlin's buff without killing a Scotty as well. So let's go. Let's see how we do. That was almost 100,000 from Buster Crit. Very nice, Jiangyu. Very nice. Okay. So not a 3-turn. Okay. Sit and I just said no. Sit and I was not happy with getting wailed upon, clearly. Yeah, it was very much a you blink and you miss it sort of thing. Damn! Sit and I was not happy with being bullied. I could have stunned her just now, but, you know, it's kind of pointless at this point. Damn! Yeah, Sitanai does not play around very clearly. Who knows, maybe Waver can solo. Yeah, that's a joke and a half. Poor Waver. Poor Waver. Damn. Sitanai said no, indeed. Hot diggity dog. You know what? At this point, it's a quartz, you know? It's a singular Saint Quartz. Oh, gosh, that happened. I'm trying to think. Is there any reason not to just use a quartz here? I really don't think there's not. I mean, I'm not going for this for the challenge. I'm pretty sure if I had NP2 Jiangyu... Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I had NP2 Jiangyu, in fact, I'm going to actually check here. So, give me the Fate Grand Order fandom... And give me a Jiangyu. What is the change in his damage at NP2 compared to NP1? So Jiangyu at NP2 would be a 200% increase in his damage. That 200% might be enough to punch through Shuten all the way, with the exact same setup, and then he would have the Buster to finish off Sitanai, likely. Skill level 6, yes, that's sort of my own issue. That is my own thing for, like, servant-wise. If we had him up to skill level 10, he would have 30% and a 50% Buster, or crit buff, so, yeah. We'll use the quartz. So yeah, I'm almost positive that a 10-10-10, maybe NP2 Jiang Yu, could probably take this in 3 turns. Sadly, I do not have those prerequisites, but, you know, I'm fairly confident with my guess. I am fairly confident in my guesstimates. Kinda can't think of any way to test it either. Unless somebody here has Jiang Yu that's fully leveled in VOD and is 10-10-10. Also, very clearly, Reflector does not like Jiang Yu's NP. Very, very clearly, Reflector just does not like his NP at all. And I mean, that was, like, the perfect setup as well. The perfect card combination. But hey, quest to be done anyways. And the lore is ours, as is 3 ice and 2 more wine. Wine. I don't think... Actually, when is the next one gonna be? Hang on. Let's see here. So, give me the event list. So, I don't believe Saber Wars 2 is locked behind the Lost Belts. Let me see here. Let's see. So, 2019 game, or computer. Oh my gosh. 2019. Register it. Thank you, computer. So, Saber Wars 2, so you say Solomon. Makes sense. So then the next one would be Christmas 2019. There is only really 2 more events this year. Which is kind of shocking when you think about it. 2 events literally remaining in the year. Presuming we don't get a sneaky re-release of the Samba Santa. Lost Belt 3 is required for New Year's because of... Yep, that is true. Christmas 2019 is just Fuyuki, so Santa Nightingale will be available for all. What about Amazonas? Amazonas is Fuyuki. Okay. So Amazonas is Fuyuki. Nintendo Switch-chan's Valentine's is also Fuyuki. And then there is Aeon's Spring Breeze, whatever that is Fuyuki. The Apocrypha event. Was Apocrypha not Lost Belt 1 dependent, I want to say? No. Apocrypha is only Orleans. Could have swore it was dependent on the first Lost Belt. Are you ready for the Lost Belt required ones? The next Lost Belt required one is New Year's. I seriously think that the New Year's is the next thing that requires the Lost Belt to complete. Because I'm all the way into June of next year, more likely than not, and I've not reached anything. Las Vegas was fine. So, currently, we have New Year's, the Oku rerun, let's see, New Year's, Oku. Hi and bye, J6. I'm about to end stream anyways. We're just going over what is going to require Lost Belt requirements in the future. Yeah, Summer 2022 won't have a Lost Belt requirement. Dance Tournament in the Land of Shadows will not have a Lost Belt requirement. The Gouda Gouda will not have a Lost Belt requirement. Imaginary Scramble, I'm pretty sure, has a Lost Belt requirement. I remember that. Only Anastasia for Imaginary Scramble. Yeah, Anastasia is required for Imaginary Scramble. And then Kintoki's much cooler... Base Kintoki's much cooler outfit camp or event has Olympus as a prerequisite. And then Christmas 2020 is Fuyuki. So yeah, 4 events next year that have a Lost Belt clear requirement. It's not bad. Not bad at all. But anyways, I do think that it is at this point I will be ending today's stream. Got a lot done today. Went about as long as I normally do with stream-wise, almost 2.5 hours, but we got all of Ushi's rank-ups and all of Cascu's rank-up quests as they currently stand done, and we took down the challenge quest. I'm pretty sure it can be done in a 3-turn with Jiang Yu, but I just do not have the capabilities to do that. Thank you, the Mastamon, for the follow. It is greatly appreciated. I really do need to get a friend code command up here, but just for anybody that wishes to send me a request, let me clear out all of these randos because I do not know who they are, and I only offer friend codes to the people that come by streams nowadays. Yeah, for anybody that wants to send me a code, just state your name, or here's the code here. Definitely need to make a command for it. But once again, thank you guys so much for coming out. We accomplished a fair bit. Friday's stream should be Minecraft, and then hopefully next week we can get back on track with 4 streams a week. Hopefully I start sleeping well again, you know. Fingers crossed there. But thanks so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to drop me a follow if you want to know when I go live in the future. And if you want to check out more by me, you can always check out the archives here on Twitch, or check out the YouTube channel. Same name as here. There is a vast backlog of things to watch, including pretty much all of the Epic of Remnant and current Lost Belt content out, and from Camelot onwards for the main story. Starting in the Lost Belt, it's all episodic as well for each part of the story, so yeah, that's a thing. But thanks again so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.